Hello and welcome to Wednesday Whine with Anna Belaval. We're coming to you live from Chicago, Illinois, where they said that fall has started, but I refuse to deal with that. It's Wednesday Whine once again, and I really need this wine because I just picked up a cart full of boxes for virtual learning. So this should be fun. We were fortunate to be sent home with a laptop for my daughter and an iPad for the kid, which I know it's not what a lot of schools in the Chicago area can offer, but I hauled the cart of shame all the way here because virtual learning starts next Tuesday, and so I need all the drinks I can get. Welcome. Where do you join us from? Oh my goodness, I know why you're all here and excited. You are early. We already have 160 people joining us from all over because one of your favorite people in Chicago is joining me today. She's been a friend for the last 15 years, extremely supportive, a lot of fun, but we never get to hang out. So I'm going to bring her in right now from her bedroom. Robin Baumgarten.
Look at us partying at 5 o'clock. What? And now no boys are getting in the way.
Oh my God. This is why I love doing this, because we don't have to put up with those boys.
Thank you. How are you? Look at you. You look great. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I had to reapply makeup.
Reapplied too. I redid my hair. I put a chunky necklace for you. And I put ice on my wine because Robin Baumgarten, anchor of WGN Morning News and the queen of the South Side, always drinks her wine. I didn't know that.
You need a sidecar of ice. See, Ben Bradley taught me this. He acts like he's all fancy, but he's a South Side.
Ben Bradley?
Yeah, believe me, I was at Mark Sapulsa's going away party, and he went up to the bar and he's like, you want a glass of wine? I'm like, yeah. He goes, you want a side of ice? I said, yeah, I do. Thanks, good looking out. He got one for himself, one for me. See, he tries to be fancy now, but we know his roots. It's delicious.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, buddy.
Surviving the pandemic.
Oh my God. I don't know how you're doing it. You have the e-learning is starting now, or did it start for your kids already?
No, it starts next Tuesday. So we have to go to the school because they go to a neighborhood school here and pick up supplies. As you heard me say, we had for some reason, my husband comes in yelling, stop. Is there something I can stop for? It's Robin Baumgarten.
Come on, Steve.
She dyed her hair darker. Let me see.
Her hair's darker, yes.
Oh my God.
You like it?
I love it.
I went because I have to keep going covering up the roots all the time, but it was a little darker than I planned, Amelia. So is it all right? It's not too much?
Like my mother would say, don't worry, it washes away. Keep washing it.
Yeah, you know what? My mother wants me to keep getting a short haircut because she loves short hair. I'm like, I'm not listening to you.
Let me tell you something. You are looking, my IT guy has shown up with, this is Robin Baumgarten.
I know.
And you are, come on now.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Robin. How are you?
Good to see you, buddy.
I know.
More importantly, how are you holding up during all of this? You doing all right?
Fine.
He doesn't have to do the e-learning. He has to work from home.
Oh, yes. But you know what? How is it with having all the when Anna was broadcasting from your house every day?
Why is he interviewing you? You're pulling a Larry.
So when Anna was broadcasting from here, I would get yelled at a lot.
Because he would sleep in.
I would sleep in, or the kids would be in the background, or she couldn't find things like maybe the extension cord, like now.
Because I'm going to get a cute
or the
now.
IFB wouldn't work. Or the Giro wouldn't work.
You know, you're the real hero of this broadcast.
No,
broadcast.
I wasn't there in time.
You did.
So no, not really.
You did.
We have to commiserate over your album collection too, because I feel a real connection with you about your albums.
You're live right now.
Oh, hi everybody.
So just put the light on and let us have our moment together.
You know, this is just like when Anna was live here. I would get kicked out. So, Robin, it was great seeing you.
It's good to see you too. He He's got, you know what, Anna, we joke about his album collection, but I love his album collection.
Oh, that's because you're his age.
Yeah, I know.
He's got the taste.
I know.
No, he
At
is.
least I'm younger than Larry and Paul, despite what they will say.
Everyone is. Let me tell you, someone said, we were talking about this before when we went on the air, and I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but someone just asked, is that Robin? She looks different than she does on TV.
Do I? Oh no. Are you going to tell me you look older? You look better.
Oh, no,
Oh,
she
there we
looks
go.
good.
You look, my favorite. Don't you love it, Anna, when the people come up to you? Oh my God, are you that girl from, God,
You look just like.
you look so much different in person than you do on TV.
And what do you do with that? What do you do with that?
I don't know. I will say my favorite, Anna, was when Mary and Anna were in, tumbling. They were little. And one of the moms that I'd see every week at this class, I saw her every week. And then one day she comes in, she's like, I got a question for you. Like she had never recognized who I was. She goes, this is going to sound weird, but I flipped on the TV the other day. Do you have a chubby cousin who works for WGN?
Doesn't look good.
No.
Fine, Steve. Yeah. Do you believe? People will say, God bless him for, but I'm like, no, that's me.
I hope that she was
Why
mortified.
are you still here?
Mortified. Yeah.
Listen, when I was on Spanish TV, people would go, because you know how passionate we are. They would hold my arms and be like, you look awful on the air.
No.
You are such a beautiful woman. What are they doing to you? You look big. You look older. And I said, ma'am, what would you want me to do with that? And she goes, I don't know. Talk to the camera people. Talk to me.
It's like, yes, exactly. What do you want me to do with that information?
Like,
I can't help it.
Robin, get a pixie haircut. No.
Yes. Oh no. Is that that's what my mother's been trying to get me. I'm like, Mom, my mom's been wearing short hair her whole life. She wants me in capri pants, a short hairdo, and a hat. And she'd be happy the rest of her life. I'm like, God bless her. But it's not happening, Dee.
No. My mom does this a lot too. Does Dee do this a lot where the hair is short and then they cover the forehead like this?
Yeah, or no. She'll say something like, I saw your hat today. It was nice.
It was nice.
Or when she does like something, like, that was a very flowery dress. That's what you should be wearing every day. Not that you don't look nice on the day, but that was really,
Yeah. My mom will say something like, that top you wore today. Yes, Mom. And I'll say, Mom, you bought it for me. And she'll say stuff like, I must have been drunk. I must have been drunk.
Oh, did she freeze?
No. Am I frozen? Can you see me?
No, now you're good.
Okay.
I see you now. Yeah.
And so my mother goes, was I drunk when I bought it?
And they mean well. They'll tell you the truth, but it's like, hold back a little bit. I could do with a little less truth.
A little less. Now we're older and we have other people on TV telling us that we are, chubby. We have a chubby cousin working live.
Right. And that was when I was that was, 15 years ago, for God's sake. I'm like, good God, if they were sitting, I'm like, oh, well, but you fight the good fight. What are you going to do?
I don't know what you've been doing, but you are looking amazing lately.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Are you, someone told me you weren't eating dinner at night. Is that it?
No, I don't eat dinner anymore. And it blows. But you know what? It's like that way I can eat nachos and other stuff earlier in the day, but I just won't eat anything after like 3:00. So there's like that, 12 hours where I don't eat anything,
Well, I'm glad that I have you drinking because that means that you're going to pass out right on your bed after this.
Right. That's exactly where it's right here. But it's like, the sad thing is I'm not eating for 12 hours to look this mediocre, for Christ's sake.
No,
you can imagine it's like how much work are you doing to really lose weight?
No. You don't look mediocre. You look hot. You've been wearing tight dresses. Your arms look good. Seriously, you are not working out, right? Because I have to hit right now. You are not working out, right?
I have no. I don't like do any exercise program, but I have this moronic dog that is like has so much energy. So, you know, when you have nothing else to do in the pandemic, I've been walking the dog. The other poor dog, Oscar, never got walked. This one's like walking 3 times a day. So maybe that's doing something. Who knows? At this point, it's like it gets you out of the house. There's nothing else to do.
No, I know that you even bought new sneakers.
Right? I did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm very impressed. I heard that you dropped off your daughter, or I saw.
Oh my God, yes. So she's I dropped her off a couple weeks ago. It was 2 weeks yesterday. It's at the University of Illinois, and I think they just announced, you know, they've got this rapid testing where they're getting the saliva test every 2 days. But no matter what you do, it's kids at a college campus. So it's like an email just came out today, and they've got a bunch of new cases, and now kids basically have to stay in their dorm rooms. It's like a nightmare. So it's nothing like the college experience you and I know when you first go down there. She's like in her dorm room on her computer doing nothing. But I'm like, it's still probably better than sitting here in my basement. She'd probably rather be doing it with roommates rather than sitting here. So, you know, I don't know. I'm hoping that they can stay healthy and she can stay down there at least for the fall semester, but you don't know.
See, that was my thing. Like when I saw you guys dropping off kids, I'm like, oh my God. And then a friend of mine, you know, I have little kids. A friend of mine said, you know, those kids are 18 and they want to get out of the house.
Yes.
The universities are telling you how they're going to control it. And these parents are like, okay, well, you didn't have a graduation. You didn't have a prom. At least let's give you a sense of normalcy.
I almost feel worse for the kids who are seniors now, because it seems like they might miss all their sports and everything for the whole year. I hope in the spring it picks back up for them, but it's like at least Anna got to have, you know, things didn't shut down till March, so most of the year was pretty normal. But yeah. I gotta be honest, I thought I was going to be like really emotional when she left, but I'm starting to realize that she spent most of her time trying to avoid me, and so I didn't see her that much when she was here. So I'm like, yeah, it's like she's in her room. Yeah, I don't know. You
said it was harder for Mary.
Yeah. I mean, she was just, you know, I think it hit her that, oh no, I'm going to be stuck at home with this crazy woman. I'm going to have to do everything that both of us used to share. That's when the emotions took over. I don't even know if it was about her sister leaving, but she's like, I'm the only one left.
How would you describe yourself as a mom?
I don't know. I'm kind of a control freak. I'm sure the kids would say that about me, but you know, I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably, you know, it's like we're pretty disciplined about school and all that kind of stuff. The kids are good students, which is nice, but I don't know. I probably am a little too strict with them and don't let them do a lot of the stuff that a lot of other kids do. You know?
But you were lucky because they were both into cheerleading.
They were. And now it's like my younger one doesn't do that anymore. My older one did it all through high school. And now the big thing is you're so used to going, you know, even with your kids, whatever their activities were, you were running. And the pandemic happened at about the same time as, you know, my daughter stopped doing cheer. And so everything stopped. There's no activities or anything. And I got to admit, I'm not missing running to all the gymnasiums all the time. I thought I would be, you know, it's kind of nice.
Yeah. See, someone said boundaries are good. Yeah. But, you know, it's like Amelia's starting to be a teenager. So I don't know how much your girls were on social media, but it's such a delicate balance because right now they have no other way to socialize.
I know.
But I don't allow social media. She had a Snapchat through me and then conveniently opened one for herself. The
Finsta or the Finster fake?
No, like another Snapchat. And she had to like fess up because something scared her. And I'm like, you have to delete that. I know you're having trouble with friends, but you're going to have to delete that. Because then, you know, it's also not good for them. They see the friends partying without them.
I know. I know. And that doesn't stop. And it's like, and every time I'll be like, oh, can I post this, you know, this cute picture? No, that's terrible. And then, you know, anything, it looks, I don't like how I look in here. I don't like it. Everything is just so much work. I mean, we didn't have to worry. People didn't know what we were doing when we left school. Now everyone knows and is comparing themselves. It's so much harder now. So much harder.
Oh my gosh. And then, you know, before someone would call your house and Mr. Baumgarten would answer. So it could be like, I don't want to talk to them. Now it's, they leave school. So that's why I didn't give her a smartphone until
you're smart.
I give her a phone because that was embarrassing enough. So she wouldn't pull it out. She only needed it to call me. And I would see the people who had it at school will come out and immediately be like, and I'm like, you're not leaving all the people who annoy you behind. They're following you home.
No. And then you see what they're doing. They're like, oh, they're out doing that. I'm like, all these people aren't great friends. I got news for you. They're not all hanging out like it's a Benetton ad all the time. You know, they're all doing the same stupid garbage that you're doing, and they're just putting better pictures out there. You know?
I know. And then with the TikTok and the Instagram, she sees things like she just got like she shaved the bottom down here.
I saw that. How cool.
Which my mother was like, let me see it. Can she cover it up? And she's like, I know my grandmother, I'm covering it up. And I've let her dye her hair. But then the other day, it's like, for 13, I want an earring that goes from here to here. I'm like, no. No.
Yeah. And and the tattoo thing is big now too. And I'm like, look, if you want to go to college, the gravy train ends if there's a tattoo or a bizarre, it's just forget it.
You did that.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what? It's like, you want to do that later. That's fine. Just, we'll see. But it's like, oh, come on. I'm trying to hang on to control as long as possible. And I know it's slipping away, but it's like, what are you going to do? How is it for you? You haven't seen your mom and dad in how long?
It sucks. They're watching right now.
Oh, I love them. They are just the best.
But my dad told me not to go down until there was a vaccine.
Yeah.
And I understand, it's the people who are bringing it into Puerto Rico are people like me who are dying to see their families and
they don't know they're carrying it right.
And then I don't have 2 weeks to stay down there. And so, the rest of my family that I see all the time is in Miami. And, it's just really hard because I think this is, Robin, the longest I'm going to be without seeing my mom and dad.
And it's been since when?
Since December.
Oh my God. So you weren't even there after the first of the year. Oh
no, I didn't go for spring break because I had the one woman show and then the shutdown happened. And then we were going to go for my birthday, and we usually go for Christmas, and it's just not feasible with the flu season. And, thank God for these things where I can see them, but it's hard. My uncle died recently and we couldn't be together, and it sucks.
You know what? It makes you realize marking those milestones is what life is all about. It's like that's as much as you're like, oh, it's a wake. It's this. There's something so cathartic. Like my grandmother who was 103, just died during the pandemic too. And it's like, we can't have a service because half of my cousins are in California. My uncles can't fly in. And it's like, I just don't even feel like it happened really, because you haven't had that process of mourning or anything. And it makes you appreciate how much you like to celebrate someone's life. And you can't even do that now.
So I remember last year, I went 4 times to Puerto Rico for some reason. Twice I went alone, twice with the kids, or maybe once with Amelia. I went a lot. And at one point, because I'm catastrophic like that, I kept thinking, wow, what's going on that I'm having the opportunity to come this much? And then I realized, thank God, we've taken every opportunity to be together. My cousin got married last September here in Chicago. We made my dad come with my brother and my niece.
Yeah.
I'm glad we did that, and we had those times, because I don't feel like anything's left unsaid. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I should have, I could have. No, in my family, we go for it. And yeah.
And no, wait, is your niece? She was supposed to come to Chicago for college, wasn't she?
She's taking Columbia College classes down in Puerto Rico. And here's why. Like my sister-in-law and brother were ready to come up.
Yeah.
And then the numbers started going up among her age group.
Yeah.
And I started seeing these groups of teens at the bars and
and it's Chicago. They're going to go out. I mean, that's what they do.
She's going to be downtown.
Yeah.
She's going to be in a single room in a suite with people we don't know how they quarantined. And I don't have space for her to quarantine here.
That's it. It's like, if she's there, I mean, you can't send her back home. So that's right. It's, I'm hoping, I mean, if Anna, if she did get sick down there, I mean, I guess I could put her in the basement or something, but it's like, they have quarantine rooms set up supposedly at the dorm.
Yeah. And I didn't want that possibility because, see, you can drive to see her, but we're talking an airplane. There's only 1 or 2 flights a day to Puerto Rico and back. And then dropping her off, they would have had to quarantine here and quarantine when they got back. So I said, let's give her this semester at home. She can figure this out. She has a lot of friends on the same boat. Yeah. But, these people have been through a hurricane and earthquakes and power outages. My I feel so bad for her. I know.
Oh, I know. That she seems like a pretty resilient, outgoing kid, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that generation is incredible. That generation is incredible. Your grandma lived a pretty full life, though.
Right? I mean, God bless her. I mean, 103. I mean, up until the end, she was, chatty and everything. It's just she couldn't walk as much anymore, and then she was having trouble hearing, but really, really very active up until like the last year or so. So it's weird because you think my dad, just turned 80, and you think, he's one of 3 sons, and it's like you think that's, you knew it was coming, but it's still your mom. It hit him really hard. He was visiting her every day. You'd call every day. It's like part of your daily routine is gone. It's still your mom, even when you're 80.
That's what my mom always says. My mom always says, the longer you have them, the harder it is.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, for real? But my brother and I keep thinking, Mom, Dad, don't be offended. But my brother and I keep thinking, like, people start passing away in their 80s, and we're like, no, wait.
No. Yeah. I know. You can't go there. You can't go there. Your parents are, God love them. They look great. So.
My parents look great. My mom is dealing with Parkinson's, but she's dealing with it pretty well.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was diagnosed right before Hurricane Maria, and she has a little tremor. She's a little stiff, but as you tell my mother that cranberry juice is going to help her with her kidneys, and she'll drink it 3 times a day. So she has to work out. In order to keep the Parkinson's under control, she works out twice a week with a trainer. So and she has great doctors over there. So it's pretty good. Someone asked to talk about Dr. Murphy, but when you ask me this, do you have the hots for Dr. Murphy, or do you want us to talk about Dr. Murphy?
Dr. Murphy. Oh, Dr. Murphy.
Who's Dr. Murphy?
Sorry. No, he's a happily married man as far as I know. But I got to tell you, there's something I love that Dr. Murphy, how he comes on every day. It's almost like, it's like a public service that he's doing, answers whatever questions. And he's like, nope, that's stupid. Yes, that's not, this is this. And I think people take some comfort in the fact, like, so many people have come up to me on the street, and I'm thinking, oh, did you want to ask me something? Like, no, can you ask Dr. Murphy? My sister was working here, and then she had 2 days of quarantine. Every time I'm out on the street, that's what they want to know.
Plus, that hair is fantastic.
Right? And that whole story about him knowing Liz Phair, you heard that thing, right? Did you? You might have been, I don't know if you were aware of that thing.
I was here.
She froze its a little wheel here.
I'm still here.
I got you.
Okay, so when the Liz Phair thing happened, Steve is listening, my husband, and he goes, Liz Phair is the musician. And I'm like, nah, that can't be. And I emailed you. I was like, is that the Liz Phair? How do they know each other?
So he has pictures behind him all the time, and one of them was Liz Phair, which was, 90s rocker, and we're like, oh, that's odd. And one of the viewers asked, and I think it's a good friend of the family. Like, her dad is also an immunologist or something. And so he's known her. She used to babysit their kids and stuff. But Liz Phair wrote Exit to Guyville, or From Guyville, that album, at Dr. Murphy's summer home or something in Michigan. I mean, it's a great story. Oh, yeah. So we posted something about it. And Liz Phair tweeted. She's like, I love Dr. Murphy. He's the greatest guy. He's just he just seems like a nice, cool dude. Yeah.
I think he's like Fauci. They don't suffer fools. They're like,
it's all about, like, look, you can hate me, but here's what I know from doing my job all these years. This is black. This is white. This is yes. This is no.
This guy's like, look, I didn't wake up till 7:15 yesterday. Miss Dr. Murphy. My day was ruined.
I'll tell you what. People want my sister, who never even watches the show. She's like, what did Dr. Murphy say today? I'm like, hello. How about what I went to say today?
I called my executive. I called Aline, and I'm like, "What does Dr. Murphy say about camps?" And like, when are you coming back to around town? What is Dr. Murphy saying? And then somebody yesterday says, I have a problem with my masks because I don't know if it's because I open my mouth so much they start slipping, so I move it up. And someone said that Dr. Murphy was going to scold me.
Oh my God, people are so. Anna, I tell you, you get it probably more than anyone because you're walking around showing what you're wearing. Best dressed woman at WGN, by the way, in case people haven't figured that out. But it's like you've got to be like dressed head to toe every day, and you must get like, what is she wearing that outfit for? What is she doing this? I mean, I'm sure that all comes your way, right?
Oh no, it does come my way, and now we get a lot of why aren't the people behind you wearing masks? Why are they wearing masks? Why are you wearing a mask? Why are you so close to that person while wearing a mask? And
or why are you wearing the same mask again 2 days in a row? Did you wash it? Did you bet? I'm like, well, yes, I did. You know, but
I have hang-ups from Spanish TV because I had a producer who hated that I wore the same winter coat every day.
Oh. Yeah, well, but you know, when you just start, you don't have money for more than one coat.
And honestly, guys, just so you know, I don't know about Robin, but I don't get a clothing allowance.
No, and it's like, you know, how many allowance? You have maybe one dressy, one casual. Yeah, come on.
We have to mix and match.
Yeah, you know, she's come on, she has great clothes, but you're going to hear it no matter what you do. You can't win.
Yeah, Robin, of all the years that you've worked at GN, what's your favorite part of the morning show?
I think it's just that I really, truly just still love going to work every day, despite the fact that, you know, it's that early time. I love the people I work with. I really do. I love you, Paul, Larry. They're boneheads. I love them. Pat, it's like, it does feel like a family that you've known forever. And it's so rare in this business that you get to work with the same people for so long. And there's such an easiness there that it's like you're sitting around with friends at the table for dinner. That's what I love about it.
So in 15 years, I've only gotten one call from a competitor.
So join the club. We're both still sitting here, Anna.
What about you?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like, yeah, my phone's not ringing off the hook. I remember someone asked me one time that I ran into on the street, like, did you ever think about going to New York? Or I'm like, sure I did. But you know, that call never came. For some reason, they're not dying for a middle-aged woman with a Southside Chicago accent. I don't know why that hasn't come up. It's got to be a box that someone's checking somewhere.
So the other day I was going to stand up and somebody goes, you know, you're so talented. Have you thought of doing all this? And I'm like, yeah, but they never called.
Yeah. You know what? I remember though, when I was in college at U of I, our senior year, we had to call, you know, like a phone interview, and you had to plug the thing into the phone, a journalist that we admired and that you wanted to, you know, get their advice about something. So we had to write a paper. So I called Carol Marine and did a phone interview with Carol Marine. And I remember asking, because, you know, you have those list of questions that you think are really good to ask. And so I'm like, you've been at NBC for this many years. And, you know, do you ever think about going to New York? And I remember her answer was, no. Sometimes you find a home and it doesn't get any better than where your home is. And it's like, it's so true. It's like, could I have a better job than this? I don't think so. It's like, this is where I grew up. I'm on the station I grew up watching. I'm working with great people. I mean, seriously, it's like, hey, you're living your dream job. And it's like, sometimes you reach too far and it's like, oh, you passed up the one thing that was really great.
And, you know, the grass is always greener. Then you hear the horror stories of people who did go and you're like, oh, really?
I know.
And, you know, I think that it gets to a point where you and I both have kids and even though we can have it all and we still have drive and we still want to be the best, you can't help but think, I don't know if it's worth it anymore.
Sometimes there's something to be said about that work-life balance, you know? Yeah. I mean, there's one person who I think does that better than anybody is Paul. We make fun of his 25 weeks of vacation, but it's like, it's so true. It's like, I want to spend time with my kids. It's great, work in the morning hours and you get to be there for all that stuff. I mean, that's worth everything to me. So
this is a good one. What about moving to the afternoon? Well, they don't like us.
Again, the phone's not ringing. So if that bridge was, we'd cross the bridge, Anna. But you know what? For some reason, it's like, why are they not thinking, geez, we really need those two guys one of these days? I don't know if I want to work afternoons, though. Don't you?
Either. I'm a morning person. By 9 o'clock, I'm getting sleepy.
Yep.
And I think that our show is very personality driven. When I've been on the evening show, they've seemed shocked. Well,
you're shocking. See, you have to be more straight-laced like me, Anna. Do I have to teach you everything? I'm a journalist. I'm all about straight, not laughing. I mean, come on. That's where you have.
No, I get it. No, I understand. You were talking about your South Side accent, and you probably don't remember this, but when I had my interview with GN, I told you and Larry that I was really worried. This was 15 years ago. That I was really worried about my accent because I had been working to get rid of it, and I took accent reduction classes. And you're like, "What accent? You heard me speak?" And I'm like, "What?" And you're like, and this guy's from Boston. He spends one weekend with his family. He, completely regresses. And I was like, I'm home.
Oh my God, that's so true.
It's true.
What are you talking about? Well, that's what, Anna, I'm gonna tell you to your face what I've been saying behind your back for years. The reason I love you is because you are you. And I think people know when you're being yourself. You can't be anything but what you are. You're genuine, you're self-deprecating, you take a joke better than anyone I know. And you can't, at a certain point, you can't fight who you are. So I think people read it pretty quick if you're trying to stand in line and be something you're not. I mean, that's why you've been so successful, and that's why we love having you on the show. Are you kidding?
Well, I think it's the same. It's the reason why you are so successful too. And I think we are who we are with all our pretty and our ugly. And I think that the audience understands that. Maybe the executives from other places still want.
They're going to appreciate it any day now, Anna. I just have a feeling.
You should hear us. Like, we're the #1 morning show. How many calls have you gotten from Good Morning America? And we're like, none. No one understands us. I don't think anyone understands us, really. Like, I went to The View, and it was the worst experience in my life.
I don't know if I ever talked about that. What was that like when you did that?
It was awful.
No.
Oh, it was awful. The best part.
I did a funny job. I remember watching it, but behind the scenes, what was it like?
Oh, it was very cold. Whoopi was really nice. And Jenny McCarthy was nice. And so was Sherry Shepherd. But the two of them had found out that they were out. Oh. And so they were trying to outdo each other, yelling and bickering about topics. And Whoopi couldn't get my last name right. My jokes weren't landing. And before I went on the air, the executive producer told me that I needed to go for the jugular, that I needed to, Yeah. And I was like, but that's not me.
No. And that's the problem. Like, I think when you're in that situation, you're only there for one day. You'd love to hit the home run, but you don't want to step on, it's their show. You want to be invited in to do that, but it's such a limited time. It's a 1 hour show. So you're expected to hit a home run and still not offend anyone. And it's a tall order for one. I mean, I can't imagine.
Order, and I was auditioning because someone else from LA sent me there. It wasn't like any of them knew me, so they had no rapport with me. And they were there to do their show, and they knew, how it happens with us. They're trying people out, and you're like, just pick somebody and leave us alone. Right. And I think they were also looking for like the Latina woman who would take off her earrings and be like, "Mira, papito," I'm gonna cut you. And that's not who I am.
And your mother's like, that is not who I raised. Your mother's like, that's not happening, Anna. Yeah.
That's not happening. And like, I'm not taking my earrings off. And so I think that I am where I am, and I love where I am, and I don't second guess it. I remember in the studio thinking, oh my God, get me out of here. Oh my God, they cannot offer me this thing. Because the offer was like a 13-week thing. And I'm like, I'm going to move to New York for 13 weeks.
Right?
lose everything I've built.
And not to mention, I can't, yeah, I mean, who would take that and living in New York and for a 13-week job?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I guess I'm sure people take it. They had those rotating people in and out of there. I mean, and the only way you make a dent in that show is if you're really extreme and you really have to, you know, and that's, I don't know, that's a tall order.
No, I know that you're saying that I'm shocking because the first day at work I showed up with turquoise color pants.
Oh, those are the best. Were they striped pants or a striped jacket?
No, striped jacket. I don't know both. I control my graphics.
I'm like, this girl is gonna be the best. And I just love, I mean, think about the job you have, the hours you have. In any other job, would you be able to do your stand-up and do all these other things? That has become so huge for you, and people it's awesome. You couldn't do that in a regular job.
What are you interested in doing, Robin?
You know what? I keep thinking I now have a lot more time on my hands, and I'm like, I really got to get a hobby. Other than watching TV, which I'm really good at, and going for a walk around the block, I got nothing. I mean, should I crochet? Should I go out and meet? I don't know what I should do.
I think you're a great communicator. So I think you watch TV and then you turn on the Insta and you tell people what you watched.
Oh.
Piece of cake, Robin. Piece of cake.
But do people, I mean.
They care. Don't start with the whole BS. What they care when I eat? Do they care? Do you understand that I have 766 people watching right now, and I've never had this amount?
Something.
See, I can see it on the top.
Look at that.
Oh, I always love these comments. I've watched you since I was in middle school. You know what?
God.
You know what?
Or I ran into someone who was like, you know, in their 20s the other day, and they're like, oh my God, you know, Robin from WGN. I'm like, all right, we're hip with the kids. She's like, my mom watches you all the time, and she always has the TV on. So, I mean, I it's not like she's choosing to watch, but her mom is. So, shout out to her. Yeah.
You know, my mom makes us watch you. Oh, okay.
Thanks. I think, right?
Right? No, but people love your lists. You don't have to do something really long. Because honestly, what else do we know what to do but talk?
Right? You're right. We're not trained for anything else.
I remember when I was like dreaming about LA, and you know how Tomasulo and I would do that stuff of we're gonna get big. Tomasulo more than me, but like they'd be like, oh, let's go audition for this. They would call me and be like, Anna, do you have an expertise? Do you have a?
And you're like,
I said, no, I know a lot of things. I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Right. And it's like, and I love to hear your stories. So that's just it. It's like, but I like how you figured out how to do all these stories on the Instagram and all that. That looks very complicated. I don't know how to click on that stuff, make a video. And
no, it's not.
It's exhausting just even thinking about it.
I put this comment up because this is my first boss ever. She hired me in Chicago. And she said, I don't know Robin, but I'm loving her. You are great together.
Oh, God,
that was the first news director that told me the camera never lies. And she's right.
God, love her. She's so
always
smart.
Me,
she's brilliant.
She's brilliant.
Wait a minute. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He is a genius. Oh my God.
Robin, I don't ever think I've seen your bedroom.
Not many people have, Anna. This was, it's, what the hell? It's just
seriously, are those the closet doors that the house came with?
It is. I got to get new ones. It's there, but it's like, who's seeing it?
Nobody.
I got other things to do,
Girl, you made your bed.
And you know what? That Sanem, Mike D'Angelo's lovely wife, who we love. You can follow her on Life by Sanem on Instagram, who redoes people's rooms and stuff. Every time I see her post, she does just interior little sprucing up things. I'm like, well, at least I've got the gray color palette and stuff now. I got her, but I need to. She's so good. There's so many good things I should probably be doing with my house, but hello, have we not clarified that I'm incredibly lazy?
listen to this. Maria ran into you in Puerto Vallarta 20 years ago. Excuse me.
God.
You were wearing the same bathing suit.
I was wearing a bathing suit.
You wore a bathing suit?
If it was 20 years ago, maybe I was. Yeah. Oh my God. I was probably with. Oh my God. That is so awesome. Yeah. My in-laws, my ex-in-laws used to have a place in Puerto Vallarta. We used to go down there all the time, but geez, I don't remember wearing a swimsuit. Ooh, I must have.
I bet you did. We were like, we were like that in our 20s and 30s.
Here's another thing. I mean, I got to give props to all the kids with the self-confidence to be posting these selfies with the bikinis, even like kids that are my daughter's age. They'll be like, what? Even at my best, I would never have the confidence.
My best.
No, I couldn't do it. I'm like, what?
No, me neither.
I've worn a bikini since I was 3.
This is a good question. Marsha asks, who are your celebrity crushes?
Oh, okay. Russell Crowe.
Yes.
Even older and bigger Russell Crowe. I just don't know what it is about that Russell Crowe. Bradley Cooper in the Star is Born. Come on now.
You should hear him speak French.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I'll send it to you later. Yeah.
I love Ray Romano, Jim Belushi.
Steve Buscemi.
Could I pick? Look, I gotta aim here. You aim here. Bradley Cooper, but it's like you gotta know. You don't want to level jump, Anna.
You leveled the playing field very quickly over there.
I like just a regular guy, just regular dudes.
Okay, favorite movies.
Oh, well, I love Pride and Prejudice, Anna. I love the BBC miniseries. I like the movie with Keira Knightley. I'm trying to think of one. I'm not a big repeat. I love Shawshank Redemption. I'll watch that anytime it's on. That's probably my favorite. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, see, someone says Steve Buscemi is awesome. I have a friend who has a crush on him.
Hey, what's yours? So who's your go-to celebrity crush for you?
Oh,
Ricky Martin. I'm sorry.
A gay man with a husband and 4 children.
Now wait a minute. Did he ever get back to you when he's coming to town? Nothing. I mean, that was a moment you guys had, I thought. Come on.
Apparently his people didn't think so.
What?
I honestly I don't know if you know this Spanish actor named Javier Bardem.
Oh, yes.
And then the guy that looks like him that played Danny on Grey's Anatomy. Oh, what's his name? Catherine Heigl's boyfriend who dies.
What'd you say?
Catherine Heigl's boyfriend who dies.
Oh my God, yes, Denny. Oh, he's the one who was Negan in Walking Dead too.
Yes, that's it.
Oh, I am with you. I know who that guy is. He's delightful.
Joe Manganiello.
His name. Someone's going to tell us.
I love Clever Gar's husband.
Who?
Joe Manganiello.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Come on now.
They have a type, but do you notice that none of them look like Steve? What happened to me? Jeffrey Dean Morgan. That's his name. Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yes, he is delightful too.
I love an Idris Elba.
Oh, yes.
Love an Idris Elba.
And you know who else I love from what's that show that I watch? The Criminal Minds. Shamar Moore.
Oh, I don't know him.
Oh, Shamar Moore. He's lovely.
Shamar.
Oh, just Google Shamar Moore. He's lovely.
Oh, I will.
You don't watch Criminal Minds? That's one of my all-time go-tos.
No. I watch a lot of weird, you have to. I watched Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix. I'm into that stuff. Did you watch it?
Oh, I sure did. Now I'm an old school Unsolved Mysteries from Robert Stack with the trench coat back in the 80s. I loved it then, but they did this. What is it? 6 or 7 episodes they did. Those were great.
And it was kind of sad that at the end nothing was resolved.
Yes. Yes, you want it. You want them solved. That's what it's. But it's unsolved mysteries.
And you Google it, and you're like, no one has found anything.
I know. Some of them, like they did reopen a couple of cases. I think as a result of that, that's something. But I mean, I should know going in. It's called unsolved mysteries, but I still feel like maybe they'll sneak something in.
A lot of us were disappointed.
Surprised.
A lot of us were disappointed. Okay, so now when we hang up, what are you gonna do?
I might go on another walk.
No.
I might. I got to find a new show to watch because I'm, rewatching a lot of stuff. I'm rewatching.
¿Qué pasó? What is that?
Yeah, that's my daughter using the ice machine.
Okay.
I'm on the Zoom.
I'm on the Zoom. It's not the Zoom, but you let her. That's how we explain it. I'm on the Zoom.
She's like, I don't care.
She's the hip one because she's the one that dyes her hair and stuff.
Oh yeah, she's the one I might have to look out for a little bit more. So
check the tattoos. Check.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do. How is Amelia? She listen to you? Are you guys in there, or is she not want anything to do with you right now?
Both. We're in between. I wanted to talk to you about that because I'm in the. She will close the door and say stuff like, "I have to be in this house with you guys for 6 more months."
Yeah.
But then, I get you're one of my best friends. Right. Mom, it's happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You do get those moments. I think maybe it was my older daughter's like sophomore year. I just remember she was just, I'm like, who are you? What is going on? It was like, everything was like, she's mean as a snake. I'm like, oh my God. And then they come around. They come around. I'm like, oh my God, what is wrong? But it's just all that pressure of everything, I'm sure. And I mean, what's not to like, Anna, right? Look at us.
I don't understand.
I don't get it either.
Everyone tends to like us.
Right?
We've got friends.
I mean, that's what I always say about my kid. It's like they are delightful to everyone but me. Everyone loves them.
That's what you want, though. That's what you want. Like when they're nice, Marcella Raymond's kid is so nice and so polite. And I'm like, I bet he's not nice to Marcella, but he's nice to us.
You're right.
Okay, listen, have you watched, I wanted to tell, not Sex Education. We don't have time for that. I want you to watch Dead to Me. Have you watched Dead to Me?
Oh, yes. That Christina Applegate is fantastic in that. Have you seen it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I love it.
A revelation.
Oh my God. She is my favorite. She is just angry and drinking wine every day.
And she has these outbursts.
Yes. And she's just swearing like a sailor. I love her. Awesome.
You should watch Peaky Blinders. Have you watched that?
Of course. The Peaky Blinders. They're my favorite show. This is my turn of the century British accent, Donna. It's the Peaky Blinders.
I'm not going to try because I end up sounding like I'm making fun of Indian people. It's really hard for me. But have you watched the Ricky Gervais show?
Yes, Afterlife.
So good.
It's so good. That is so touching.
Sad.
He's funny and it's heartfelt. If you haven't seen that, it's only like 6 episodes a season or something. It's really good. Like those were great.
I can't believe you are actually walking twice a day.
Yeah, can you tell I'm bored? I am bored to tears when I am walking around my neighborhood and I'm like, hey, Joe, hey, what's up? That's what it's come to. I'm actually leaving my house. That's how bored I am. So
I don't know.
I love my kids. You can only look at each other for so long.
I know. Right? I think the one that catches the brunt of it is my husband because I have to be nice to the kids. And then I do a lot of this to my husband now.
I know. And I forget you're doing all this in a condo too. So it's like your common living space is all together.
All together.
That's a lot.
I hang out in my balcony a lot and on our rooftop.
Oh God. I'd sit in the garage on a stoop. I remember when the kids were little, I'd just go just to get a peace of mind for a few minutes. You do what you have to do. That's why when moms out there, if you're young and you're getting guilted into anything, like you're not doing this enough, you're not giving enough, quality time, you know what? You do the best you can. do the best you can. And if that means the kids watching Dora for half an hour while you go outside and smoke a square, you do what you got to do. You got to get through it.
Words of wisdom from Robin Baumgarten. Go. What's the name of your dog?
Lola.
Oh,
The new dog is Lola. Yes. So she's just turned a year old. So she's pretty good. Whatever.
Listen. Does Paul have parties on that rooftop and invite the crew?
No. Unless he's having them and I haven't been invited. No.
We don't know where he lives.
No, he doesn't want it. It's better that we just have our interactions. We used to get together a lot more when the kids are little, but now it's like kids are running in 50 directions. So on air is fine. That's plenty for us.
People are like, do you hang out? I'm like, we're constantly together for like 6 hours on the show.
Right. We talk to each other more on the air than we probably talk to the people at home. It's like, and that's a lot, It's 4 hours a day, which is probably more than some people do with their kids or their spouses. So
exactly. And that's plenty. We don't have to extend it.
No, but he does have a nice rooftop, doesn't he? I wouldn't mind a cocktail up there. Shout out, Paul.
I mean, I keep trying to figure out where it is every time I go to the West Loop. I'm like,
you're like, where is he?
But see, we're full of it, Robin, because you and I are the same way. We want to be invited, but then we don't want to go.
You're right. I don't. I mean, it's nice to be invited, but it's like, right.
You gotta get makeup and then get in an outfit and parking.
A lot. It's a lot but it's like, seriously, though, if I want to get, stop like hanging out by myself on a Zoom, I should probably get out of the house. But it's like, that's fine. Do the things I'm used to doing. It's fine. We're communicating. Look at all this talking we're doing.
All this talking.
And I'm in my house.
And then you're going to turn around, take your makeup off, go to bed. It should be fine.
Thank you.
I mean, that is perfect. You don't know how many stand-up gigs I've done from this sofa. It's fantastic.
Oh my God. How is that? Are you doing like virtual stand-up stuff now?
Last week it was all on a rooftop, which was strange, but the Zoom is even stranger because like Mike Toomey says, you're sitting, right? You're not moving around. And then you see these little heads around your screen.
Oh no. And then you don't get that vibe where the people feed off each other. That's got to be so hard.
Yeah. But they pay.
Yeah. Well, you got to, God, I think about the stand-up comedians or live musicians that are missing out on all these gigs.
Yeah. And you have to exercise the muscle, right? Because if you go back to do it after, this could be a year.
Oh my God, please, Dr. Murphy, give us a vaccine. He keeps saying, well, I'm like, give us a little bit of good news. Just say January. Just say the first, if I can just get to January, even if it doesn't happen till May, just give me something to look forward to.
What does he say?
He's like, well, we should have the trials. We should have some results by the, beginning of 2021. But then, to distribute the vaccine. And I'm like, oh, God, you need a reason to get up, Come on now. Come on. Give us something, buddy.
WGN Morning News can only do so much for us. So they asked us, Robin, in the second grade, what do you want for your child to learn? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. So Alex's second grade teacher sent the survey, like, I'd like to know your second grader more. And I was a bit disgruntled. She was like, what are your goals and dreams for your second grader? And I'm like, that he goes back to school and plays on the playground with children.
Thank you.
She's like, what else would you like to let me know? Good luck to you. You'll never really get to know these kids.
Oh my God, right?
And then it was like, how should I discipline your child? And I said, well, I've been told not to yell at him. Mm-hmm. But that's at home. At school, he's excellent. So
yes. Oh, he's probably delightful at school. Yeah. But it's that, I can't imagine what doing that online learning when you have kids that are young and you're doing it and you're trying to work. Parents that are working full time, they're having to leave their job to do that full time. And I couldn't have taught my kids when they were your son's age. They don't want to focus for you. That had to be a long stretch for you. My God.
Oh, I cried a lot.
Oh, it's like you love them, but it's like.
Yeah, I had plenty of meltdowns and, and then you just like throw in the towel and you're like, we're going to do it the way you want to do it. And thankfully it was second semester. So he knew his teacher, and thankfully his teacher was very helpful. And thankfully, if you told him, Alex, your teacher's going to see this, he would.
Yes.
But my friends whose kids couldn't care less. Oh my God. Yeah.
And I just feel for the people that are like, through this fall, they haven't met the teachers and they're starting the school year like that. Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah. So keep us in your prayers.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you in spirit, Anna. Don't call me for any help because I'm very busy. As you can see, I don't have time to help with
They love you.
Yeah.
Take them to Orland Park. They could be like your urban niece and nephew. Like, oh, these are my my inner city niece and nephew who've never seen the suburbs, and you let them run amok.
Yes, it could come on by, and I'm very attentive, as you can tell. I'm not busy at all. So
no,
you pick them up from here, you'd be like,
Did you do anything? No, we sat on the couch and watched Pinky Blinders.
They needed to watch the Peaky Blinders. It was a little violent, but I think they'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
Who's that? Is that Alex?
I think.
Oh, Alex, how are you, buddy?
Good.
You look great. Are you getting excited for second grade?
Yeah.
Oh my, I bet it's going to be a great year for you, buddy, huh?
Yeah.
He just came back from playing soccer, so he smells fabulous.
Oh, that's great. You playing a lot of soccer? I know you like those soccer jerseys, right?
Oh, yeah. What are you wearing today? Show her. Juventus, but you got to get up.
You know all the teams, all these soccer teams. Oh my God!
All teams that are like in Europe, Australia, and the United States. Because Africa's not really the place who mostly does a lot of soccer.
No.
Yeah.
Are you still doing the Pokemon cards too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is that a Pokemon guy?
No.
That's a monkey.
This is called a monkey.
It's just a monkey.
Called a monkey. As you notice, my children do not love the camera and are very shy.
I'm very shy. You know what? It's so funny because both of my girls want nothing to do with it. And it's like you can tell both of your kids are good at it and are drawn to it. It's really great.
No one's going to make money here. We're all going to be starving artists.
There she is. How are you? Yeah, you look so beautiful. I cannot believe how old you look.
Mira, tía Robin.
Oh, she looks like are you 13 now?
Almost.
October 3rd.
I cannot believe
13. We're so close. Can't wait till that switch flips.
You look so beautiful, honey. I mean,
thank you so much for sharing your afternoon with me.
This was a blast. So thanks so much for inviting me. And best to you, all of you, and say hi to my buddy Steve. Your tech guy.
Hopefully we can do this in person one day, right?
I know.
If it's not a lot of work.
I know. Thank you. Take care, Anna. This is great. Bye, everybody.
Bye. So there you go. Daddy dressed him. That was Robin Baumgarten, the one and only. How cool is she, right? So you got to hear us talk a little longer. And it got so long that the kids now are back.
Yeah.
I want to thank Blossoms Anytime for my beautiful flowers, as always. And if you are seeing this on Facebook, thank you for joining us. Next week, it's Pat Tomasulo time. Yeah, they love their Uncle Pat too. So we will see you next week. Leave me your messages if you are watching this on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Ana Belaval. And we'll see you next week. Love you guys. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. Dry hands.